Good afternoon and welcome to today's Mid-America Christian Softball Preseason Press Conference. Joining us today is Robert Wakefield, the head coach of the Evangels softball program, and alongside him are senior catcher Camenda Osborn, junior shortstop Mikaylee Allen, and junior center fielder Cailey Parsells. Thank you for being with us today.
Yeah.
My opening question is for Coach Wakefield. Coach, this team is coming off the best season in the history of the program. Your team finished with a 37-14 overall record and capped it off by winning the program's first ever NCCAA National Championship. I'd also like to congratulate you as well for being named the NCCAA and SAC Coach of the Year. Coach, even though you'll be needing to replace a pair of All-American pitchers in Katie Long and Reagan Martin, you'll be bringing back nearly your entire starting lineup from last year's squad. Can I ask what led to your team winning the national championship last season, and what are your expectations for this year's squad?
Well, it was a great year, Adam. Like I said, when you have two outstanding young ladies in the circle, you're probably gonna be successful. But like I said, they carried us most of the year, but when it came to the World Series, we scored lots of runs and played great defense. And of course, we had 3 shutouts going into the finals. And when that happened, it just turned out to be a great series. And the atmosphere in the dugout was probably one of the outstanding points of my career. Watching these girls, how they reacted and how they were involved in the game, and then when Mikaylee here scored the winning run, that topped the season off. And then the expectations for this year, we've got everybody just about back in the lineup, especially our first 4 hitters, and which is going to be a big part. And then, of course, we have Camenda back here, that our 3rd year. But, the thing we are going to be lacking is experience in the circle and everything with, the 3 pitchers, Adrian Phillips, Avery Snerger, and Rachel Eggleston. They only have probably less than 30 innings between all 3 of them. And of course, Rachel redshirted last year with an injury. So that's going to be the point that we're going to be where we're going to really have to work hard at, and we're going to play good defense and score more runs than we did last year to be successful.
I have a question for Cailey. Last season you were named 2nd team All-American and were incredible on the base paths by stealing a program record for 42 bases in your first year as a full-time starter. Nonetheless, may I ask what helped you transitioning into a starter role and how you were able to steal so many bases last season?
Yeah, well, first off, all glory to God for last season's success and personal success and all that. The transition into the first few weeks, I struggled a lot, but with my faith and my trust, or my coach's trust in me and my abilities really helped me, and I finally came around, thank goodness. When it came to stealing bases, Coach Mickey he just kept sending me. She kept fake bunting. You've been watching for her fake bunts, and Coach kept sending me 40-something times. It wouldn't have happened. I just love diving into bases, and base running is one of my favorite parts of the game. So that's really where that came from.
My question's for Mikaylee. Obviously, there was a lot of excitement with the team winning the World Series last spring, and you were a big part of that. Not only did you hit your first career home run in the championship game, but you also made 2 outstanding defensive plays before scoring the game-winning run on a suicide squeeze in the bottom of the 8th. Can I ask what it was like for you to play in that game, and what was going through your mind when you scored the walk-off?
Yeah, obviously that game was really exciting, and the whole team was fired up. It was just a fun environment to play in. And I think that's why we were so successful, honestly, was just because we were just having fun and we wanted to win it so bad. As for what was going through my mind, I know when Mickey had given Olivia the squeeze, I just looked at him and was like, are we really doing this thing? And he just shook his head. He was like, mm-hmm. And so I was just like, okay, Mikaylee, you've got to score. This is it. Let's end it right here. And yeah. That was about it. Just nerves mostly, but.
Camenda, you're in your 3rd year as a starting catcher, and obviously you got the chance to call the pitches for 2 MACU greats like Katie Long and Reagan Martin. We already know you'll be working with a lot of new pitchers on this year's team. Can I ask you what it was like catching for Cailey and for Reagan, and what it's been like so far catching for this year? Stuff.
Yeah, catching for girls that good, it's really fun. It makes my job a whole lot easier, and we can pull off some more risky things. Me and Reagan had a whole lot of trust and bonds together, so we kind of got to get away with trying a lot of new stuff and a lot of stuff that probably wouldn't work for a lot of girls, but girls that can spin it like that make it really fun and really easy. And as far as this year goes, the girls got some really big shoes to fill, but I have no doubt that they can. They're willing to put in work, and we got God, so.
Coach Wakefield, we've already talked about the returning players from last year's team, but you do have some promising incoming players that you are expecting to come in and make a big impact. Can I ask you about some of these incoming players and what can we expect out of them this year?
Well, like I said, this is going to be our biggest squad ever that we've had. We've got 33 girls on the team, and 16 of them are incoming freshmen, so it's going to be interesting there. But one of our biggest, I think, people we brought in was Janessa Marmon from Cameron University, a transfer. We lost Cailey last year and everything, so that's going to be a big part. But Janessa Marmon and Addie Bradley are going to compete at third base. Megan Widener, another freshman, is competing at second with Brooklyn Gilmore, a senior. And then Brooklyn Wilson, maybe the best athlete on the team, is going to be in the outfield, competing in the outfield and everything. And then we just brought a girl in at Christmas, Abby Womack, a freshman from Cailey College. We've been very impressed with her. She's going to probably help us at first base. And then we have the twins, we call them, and Carly and Kenny Danielson are going to be competing in the outfield and on the infield, along with their running. They'll probably do a lot of running for us. But like I said, Avery and Rachel and Adrian are going to be, we have 4 freshman pitchers, but those 3 upperclassmen pitchers are going to be the key, and keeping them healthy. And with COVID going on, I know Avery's just coming back today, hopefully here for pictures today, being with COVID. And so it's just been one of those years for everybody with COVID being such a big thing and everything. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how we can. It's all about camaraderie and how the team can come together and play. And but we're expecting big things, and we better get there shortly because it starts in about another 10 days.
I have a question for all of you, including you, Coach Wakefield. We talked about in the beginning of the press conference with the team winning its first ever national championship. I would like to ask each one of you, what's your favorite thing was about, like playing at the NCCAA World Series? What was your favorite part of it?
I'll go first, and like I said, especially in the finals, it was just watching the young ladies having fun, being so excited. Matter of fact, they ran me out of the dugout. They were so loud and everything, but I loved it because I was down there, when we gave the suicide squeeze blunt to Olivia and everything. And like I said, I don't know if she had ever bunted in her life maybe, but I know she hadn't bunted for us in 2 years and everything. So, but we put her in a tough situation, and she did well. And the only thing we were hoping that the third baseman didn't catch it in the air, because Mikaylee was sliding home when the ball hit the ground and everything. So, but like I said, it was just watching the young ladies, and then after winning it, just watching the excitement of all the young ladies and everything. So it's just a dream come true for me, and like I said, it was just one of those moments that I'll never forget.
Obviously, winning was probably the best part, but like he said, it was just the environment was just really fun, and I don't know, I felt like as a team we kind of grew a little bit closer during those games just because we were just having fun and picking each other up, and we were really successful through all those games. So I think just having each other's back was probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I'd agree with Mikaylee. We just had a good time every second. Like, there was no dull moment of the trip. When we went to hotel, when we went to dinner, like the warm-ups, we were just so proud of ourselves for the hard season. Like, no matter what the outcome was going to be, we were just grateful and proud of each other. And we just had a good time, no matter what. It was awesome. It was a really fun experience.
I think it was exciting because we all just knew how realistic of a goal it was for us to win it, and we all knew we really had a chance, so everyone wanted it a whole lot more. So like everyone was just in it and playing their parts. And I remember that night we were all jumping into the pool with like our Natty Champ shirts on, our medals, and we were all like singing and dancing. Like it was just so fun, and getting to like glorify God during all of it was the best part.
All right, Coach, before we close out today's press conference, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, like I said, it's going to be hard to duplicate what went on last year with and everything. So, but that's the challenge that these three young ladies have got. The challenge with me, just to challenge this team to, hey, this is what we can look forward to at the end of the year if we can. But like I said, it's going to be an interesting year. But like I said, last year is one of those years that I don't think all four of us will ever forget it in our lives. So, but like I said, it was just a great year, and we're looking forward to this year and see what happens.
I suppose the one bonus is you have a lot of players that have been there before. They know what to do, and hopefully we will be able to duplicate that.
Well, that's right. When you got 16 returners coming back and everything, hopefully their leadership will help the young ones to in the right direction, and you don't know what's going to happen. It'd be interesting.
All right. Well, that'll do it for today's MACU softball preseason press conference. The Evangels will officially open the season with a doubleheader against Kansas Wesleyan. That'll be here on Saturday, February 12th, here at Allen Field. The first pitch for the opening game will be at 1 p.m. Coach Wakefield, Cailey, Camenda, Mikaylee, thank you so much for being with us today, and best of luck to you all this season.
Thank you.